nephew currently still serving is a major. My cousin that pinned him, his lieutenant guard, which is his second cousin, was a colonel who served under Rumsfeld and did his final tours in Afghanistan before he recently retired. The brother of Arizona Ice-T, the creator and founder, which we did right here in Brooklyn. And watching all these things happen, and then watching our schools decline, and watching my 16-year-old daughter be, well, I didn't get to watch it, but they threw her in front of a car, believe me. They threw her in front of a car, and there were 15 kids. 15! And there were 4 of her friends. What are they going to do against her? And this is Hempstead Turnpike, on Hempstead Turnpike, in Western Franklin Square. She went to Cary High School. So there's a lot of craziness going on in our schools. Kids, they're cutting themselves now. You've got to see the breakdown of society. That came from those people we elected. No control, no oversight, where a kid could not go to school, a child, and then raised to a young adult and be safe in a learning environment. At that lowest level of government, but most important, where we teach and impart to our children and direction and intelligence, where they're not safe there, what happens? They break down the street. We have slashers. We never had that. Nobody would walk up to you, just cut you. The worst thing we had was purse snatchers. Remember back then, that was the boldest act that a criminal would do. That was it. They never attempted physical harm. And if they couldn't get the bag, and a lot of people back in the neighborhood, they'd fight you to the death. Because you know what? We're New Yorkers. We don't take joy from nobody. We don't. When we rose our city back up after 9/11, make no mistake, it was all of us who did it. Not any of them. We did it. I was there the day the first plane hit. I was there on the corner. I was with a friend of mine that I act with, and I had to get out of there. I had to get out of there because I knew this was not an accident. Planes don't fly low, and this doesn't happen. So as I raced home, we saw the change. But then we raced back. Who was down there? All New Yorkers. I was with first responders the other night. I was on Facebook and took them to dinner. Because now, as he's got 4th stage cancer, our state and our governor, and I like Andrew. Andrew and me are friends. My father was friends with his father. It's that kind of thing. And he congratulated me. Good, Darren, because he doesn't like de Blasio. Good. He said to me, good, let me know. Keep me in the loop. And I said, now looking at all of those things that we've done, with all of these people, the coup of the corrupt Democrats, and some of those straggling few Republicans are sitting in the place that now deprive your child, you, middle class, they don't want. They want to get rid of that so that there can be a hierarchy and a no-archy. We can't allow that. I won't allow that. I'm going back to that 3rd verse of that Constitution. I'm going to take back our city. We can't have some rich guy coming in from Long Island telling me he's going to fix a city that I grew up in when you know nothing about it. Bloomberg, while he was in office, walked out and left that office. I wouldn't take a paycheck either at $250,000 when you leave with $24 billion.
$4 billion, I think, coming in.
He came in at 2.2 and left with 26.4. What is that? Where did that come from? Well, you know what it is. We go, Bloomberg this, Bloomberg that, and you hear on the radio, and the Bloomberg, and the Bloomberg. And in the end, what did he show us? He wasn't a Republican. He ran to Hillary's side. He was a plan to destroy our city, to take away the power. Where's affordable housing? There's a responsibility of 20,000 units supposed to be made. You know how many have been made? 14. So now let's go to the next area. 60,000 homes. 20,000 under Bloomberg, and in a year and a half, 10,000 under Bill de Blasio. So what you got is 2 criminal leaders. You know, I sat with the chairman Ed Cox. He said, you're right. Bloomberg was not a Republican. By no means. Me, I want to be the Reagan Republican. The one that helped me to show me that we have an obligation to our country, but more important, to one another. That's what gives us our strength. That's what will make us. When de Blasio got up and said we're going to progress, yeah, he meant down. We were going to progressively go down. I was telling my son yesterday, you see Hillary's sign? She's got the arrow. Where's it going? Is it pointing up? No, it's pointing sideways. Right? Where are we going? This way or that way? In a nation that's declining, our direction is only one way now, up. So if we don't unite and understand our Constitution, guess what happens? We further go down and we leave our city and we run for our lives. I had people call me from around the country as a national advocate. I got over 500,000 emails. Darren, run for mayor, I'll come back to New York. That's the reason I decided to run, because my experience dictates that all of the components I've worked in with the welfare, which we will fix, there will be welfare reform. We will deal with our sanitation. We got rats on the street bigger than cats. Because why? No oversight. The problem with our sanitation is they go in, they work till 10 o'clock, they go home and have somebody sign them out. And they make more than police officers. I will strengthen our community by doing it the way they did it when I was a kid. When we was a kid, you knew the cop, right? You knew every cop in the area. We knew him by name, he knew us by name, and he knew our parents. Back in the day, they used to give you like a juvenile delinquent, JD card, or a YD, a youthful offender, or a juvenile delinquent. But what we got from them, when we would mess up, because we neighborhood, we had parents that were dysfunctional when it wasn't a popular word, okay? And when we get in trouble, you get one chance. And then the next day when they see you playing stickball, they'd buy all the sodas for you, they said good. But here's why crime was in better control. Because the neighborhood and the relationship of community between police and the neighborhood is very essential to the safety of the neighborhood. So when somebody came in, or there was a robbery back in the days, I don't know if you remember when they were cutting through buildings to get in, and they would go through the roof, police would come to us all over that. Do you see anybody strange in the neighborhood? Well, you know, we noticed this car. And then they found the guy. You see, we don't have that anymore. You know why? Because of Bill de Blasio and Bloomberg. This breakdown, well, you see, stop and frisk wasn't a bad thing. It was just done wrong. It was just done wrong. It was implemented and it looked discriminatory. But in today's day and age, with the crisis of, we gotta watch for terrorists, bombs blowing up randomly in the streets, okay, it says we're out of control. But that doesn't say we're out of control. Those that we elected are getting fat off of the backs of each and every one of us. So, to fix our communities, I'm going to go borough by borough, and I'm going to restore. And the first year, my wife and I committee, Fresh Start Initiative, and I'm going to surrender my pay, and we're going to revitalize PAL that excels up to the senior level in the community. It was at least athletically that dealt with the children and families that were struggling. So I'm going to expand on it. You see, it's like the charter school. It's working in some places, and some it's failing. So you don't run from something that's working. You make it work better. You pour more into it. So with all of the waste money and the inappropriate welfare and no control, and especially with the sanitation, it's insane. You know, we start with our community because we got to have ourselves safe. Then we got to build our economy so that opportunity and possibility come back to life. A reality for us as New Yorkers. Can we do it? Yeah, we can. But the only way we're going to do it is if we unite as one set of Americans in the city of New York and say, that's it. We're going to go this direction. And we're going to sit with that police. And you will see me every single day. If I got to work 7 days to see some light for 1 year, I will. Because I always loved the challenge, because I was the disabled kid that said, you will never be able to do anything. I look forward to taking office and working hard so that my grandchildren can go to a safe school, that there will be an opportunity for them to be in a safe learning environment and exercise all of the abilities that the education they deserve and they will get in a safe environment, that they will get prosper in their life. I will do that. You will see me there. When we get a snowstorm, guess who's going out with the Commissioner of Sanitation on the truck? me. You'll see me in the storm. Okay, how do we work this thing? And I'll be driving down, and I will. And I'm going to go to the senior areas first, because my mother-in-law fell, and we all have mothers. We don't have mindful elected officials. We have to preserve what we have and build where we can. Not abandon that. Say, well, this is done. Okay, let me sell to the rich and no affordable housing. Let me make a deal with this real estate guy, and I'll own half the city, and everybody will think there's a great job, and we'll lie about the murders, and we'll cover up all the truth, and New Yorkers will believe whatever we tell them. Because I'll give the appearance of good leadership. Where's that appearance now? How much more do we need to learn? How much more are we going to take? So I say this. There's more plans that I got. That's just the beginning, but we have to be safe first. And we have to put us on a direction going forward, truly going up, and no more going down. We've taken the elevator down, like my friend Frank Spatano, who's running for Congress in the 14th district. He's an elevator man, I tell you. He's got a lot of issues, up and down, up and down. But he's a good man. Another first time. Durfin and the 4th district and congressional district. Very important. Our assembly, very important. So our state senators, very important. So we need to get together and start putting new faces that we teach them. And we got to exercise the voice of democracy. You know what happens? We take comfort in electing our officials and not following up. That part of the Constitution that we already have a responsibility to protect and defend means you need to be on his back. He's elected, we got to be on his back. You know why? Because it keeps him focused and we help him where it's broken. When I'm out there, believe me, I'll be calling him, and I'll be calling him, and I'll be calling you, because we're going to have monthly open house. This mayor's office is going to be a 24/7 policy open door. 311, I'm flushing it down the toilet. That's subterfuge to the people so that you cannot reach the housing office, so you can't reach this office, so you can't communicate. They're breaking down the communications of the people in government so that they can be in charge and you can't express your voice. There's no democracy in that. Goodbye to 311 as soon as I take off. Day one, shut it down. We're going to, what am I going to do? I'm going to put it back the other way. The office responsible for the issue will deal with it. And if he can't, guess what he gets? Pink slip. See ya. Bye. Out. We don't tolerate. Our tolerance. We've allowed ourselves to be misled, misrepresented, and now deprived. We can't allow that. I won't. I won't. I won't. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. Here's what I do have. Community experience. The experience to know why these programs don't work, why Social Security is short, not from the $850 billion that Clinton took, but from the IMEs that they put as subcontractees that contradict Social Security law. How do I know? Because I trained myself 30 years federal law. I'm an expert in Social Security disability, an expert. And I know why it failed. And I told Bush, and you know what he said? You're right. He cut one of the processes. You know why you get to work now on Social Security? Because I told Bush so, and he made that change. And I showed him the advantage, and he did it. There's a lot of things that were done, like that convention, when the vets and police and fire were around him, and the first film at the 2004 convention was a man with one leg. Now you know it was me that did it. And Matt Schlott came to me and said, the president wants your call. At the senatorial committee that I belonged to, when Reagan founded the presidential task force, I have a medal from him and Bush. So all of these things we know. So, but now if you break them down, otherwise it's going to come down to Article 5 and we're going to have to defend our state and overthrow them. There'll be a civil war because we've had enough. So we need to come together, unite, see the issue, you know, and this homeless, I will deal with this. We're going to refurbish buildings and we're going to make affordable housing. We're not going to dump them in a hotel. We're going to use some of our old city property, and I'll make deals with contractors for tax breaks. You fix this for me, I will do this for you. We're going to do it like bartering. And we can. You know, okay, I'll do this for you. I need to do this right away, because we need to put these people in. Not throw them in a hotel in the middle and not vet them. Now, as an advocate, and some of these men and women on the streets are better. will never, not ever, on my watch, ever see a veteran in the street. That's disgraceful to our country and our Constitution and what we are as Americans. I will never allow that. If I gotta pay for a hotel for him, he already paid the price. Now it's our turn. And I'm sure that every American in this room would agree that we will never do that. And if he's sick, we'll hospitalize him. Because you know what? He went off to war under the orders of the Commander-in-Chief to preserve this document that we call our Constitution, so that you would remain free. If that doesn't deserve our respect, what does? These guys that call themselves our elected leaders, they need foot to ass and out the door. That's what they need. So, that being said, that's part of my plan, and if we go forward, I will implement all of our protections. I will reverse these things that he's done, and that city council cannot have a $35,000 increase. They're part-time. That's got to stop. I'm revoking it when I get back in. Because you know why? That could have went to a homeless program. That could have went to an education program. These are part-time employees. My wife took a $50,000 pay cut. She gets 70 for 125, so that she wouldn't be a bum in the street. And she's a director of early intervention service. She's been doing it for 30 plus years. Special needs. She's the best of the best. She's a Montessori teacher. She's got all those letters after her name that she can make a new name. So, that being said, that's part of my plan. And as we go forward, if you stay with me and want me to do that, watch the great things we'll do. But I won't do it alone, because Team New York people first, it's about us, not about me. I'm inspired by my fellow Americans. The ones that believe in what I believe, and that we're going to get it together. You understand? I will work 24/7. I will not run and take 43 vacations in less than 4 years and spend your money, an average of $20,000 a vacation, and go and see the world. And then you wonder, where's the mayor? We all know he was off here, he was off there. That's not the kind of guy I am. To be serving at the pleasure of the people. You know what they say, I serve at the pleasure of the president. Well, you serve at my pleasure. I will serve at your pleasure. If you decide that, and make no mistake, there'll be none of that in our office. Because it's our office. And we will bring back dignity, integrity, and respect. And we will work the fights together, and we will listen and perform to reconstruct the damage these guys done. That may take us the whole 8 years, but you know what? I'm ready for the challenge. I know how to fix some components. The rest I'm going to have to rely on all of you, because you know what? Anybody that thinks they can do this job alone is a fool. And I know I can't do it alone, but I know we can do it together. I know his input, your input, makes a perfect plan. That's a leader. So if I'm given that chance, I will lead. I'm Darren Dione Aquino, and I want to be your leader. Do you want? Yes, give me some. Yes, whatever you ask.
Two questions. One is, what are you going to do about the strike taxes?
I'm gonna. Very good question, because a friend of mine said to me, she owns old buildings up in East Harlem, and they're still stabilized. She told me, because of the price, the value of it, because of where it is, because Bloomberg's plan to build up the city in certain areas for all the millionaires, it's still stabilized housing. Her taxes went up $40,000. That's going to stop. As long as they're stabilized and they're not producing a revenue that suggests an increase, then it's going to go back to decrease. I get it. The property's worth $2 million, but she's not making that. Unless they're making that, there'd be no tax imposed. It's wrong. You know, okay, you make it. We all agree we have to pay tax, but not when you're not making it. What is that? It's a criminal act. Saying, okay, I'll bid. Well, the property's worth $2 million, but all the people in there are stabilized. They're paying. They're just barely keeping the building going. You hit an increase on them. We got to stop that. That stops.
And even if in my case, I live in very expensive neighborhood.